You can be slaving on a game for 4 or 5 years and no one's seen it yet. 3 or 4 years in, you're just like, is anyone even gonna like this? Whereas here, the game's not finished yet, but we know that's not the case. We already know we've got, several million people that have signed up.
It's a big open world multiplayer game, and so it took a village, right, to bring this together, and the community's right there alongside it with us.
Star Citizen's this wide open universe that you can do all kinds of things in it, whether it's ships, whether it's fighting on foot. There's so many different things to do.
You can have thousands of other people that are also playing in it. We're constantly adding content, we're constantly adding features, and it's just growing and evolving.
You can stop right there. I mean, it's easy for you. Please now. Thank you.
How would you like me to start? Should I do the, oh, hi. We want our characters to be actually living in our planets, right? Or living in the moons, to actually have a life in the game. And for us to make them feel genuine, we have to build a culture for every single one of them, right?
When I'm playing a game, I want to get lost in the world. That's sort of the suspension of disbelief, which people talk about, say, in films. And that's sort of my goal, is to sort of structure this universe in a way that people can do all sorts of different things. I don't want them to feel like they're doing something that they can win and lose at. I feel like they're just escaping to a different world or a universe.
In 2012, space games were dead. You couldn't sell a space game anywhere.
There's definitely no way that a Activision or an EA or Microsoft would just say, yeah, just go take, 5, 6 years and, here's a blank check and have fun.
So they went crowdfunding and it exploded.
Hi, I'm Chris Roberts. Ever since I saw Star Wars as a wide-eyed 8-year-old, I dreamt of being a hotshot pilot saving the galaxy or a lovable rogue making my way across the cosmos.
I think we're aiming to do things differently. We're trying to disrupt as much as we can. We have the opportunity to engage our community as we build this stuff, and we get to ask them kind of what they want from us.
Welcome to Citizens of the Stars, our new weekly program exclusively about you, Nubifier. If I'm not wrong, you've got, what, over 160 videos on your channel?
Yeah, don't tell my wife, but yes.
A lot of times when I'm streaming, what I'll do is either gameplay.
I have Star Citizen.
We were able to do a weekly show focused entirely on our community and not run out of content. This here is one of the ships that's in our game. This was 3D printed by one of our backers. Came with this very specific card. This is from me and 2 of my 3 sons. The oldest didn't help. One of our backers made a comic book. He would release a page every single week. This is a patch for my father's organization. My 68-year-old father started playing Star Citizen. He's got costumes. He's coming to CitizenCon this year. It took 40 years, but I finally got my father proud of me.
So here we are on the actual ground, right? We've got, centimeter level kind of precision. But if I start to pull out of this, now, in a lot of cases on other games, you're working in some sort of like 4-kilometer area or something like this. But this just keeps going and going, is the insanity of this. So if I just keep pulling back, right, I'm on that small little area. We were dealing with centimeter level precision, but actually, this is an entire planet.
The devil's in the details, I believe.
Planet-wise, we've got 100 star systems outlined, and then within those, usually average of 3 to 4 planets.
And I just keep pulling back and pulling back and pulling back.
We didn't know that we were going to be able to have fully explorable planets. So like the idea was that you have a planet with a single landing zone, that a city or whatever that you could go land at and then take off in. But as we've been developing this tech, now we can go anywhere on the planet.
We pulled out, you know, a couple thousand kilometers now, and it just keeps going, and we're inside of a whole universe here.
It's really difficult to organize, like, hey, let's get together for drinks at blank time, because if I'm on one planet and he's on another planet, how do we agree on that time?
So that means if we are displaying time, whether each planet and city keeps track of their local time or whether everyone already functions on a UEE standard time.
Because then if you're not on a planet, what is time?
Yeah, exactly. Write in to let us know.
It's a thing.
You know, I'll just zoom right back in, and we get right back down to, you know, pupil, centimeter level kind of precision. It's just, it's hard to wrap your head around, definitely.
The level of ambition for what we're trying is beyond what most people do. I mean, I certainly don't know of another game that is trying to go for this level of detail and fidelity and immersion at this level of scale.
The hardest thing to get right when you're doing an actor, the hardest, yeah, sorry about that one.
Take two.
All of our actors are scanned. So, you know, with Mark Hamill, with Gary Oldman, with Mark Strong, all those are real people, and we want to make sure that their performances come through. So we have been playing around with some technology where we're actually creating every single fiber of the hair, which is way more advanced than normal game engines. So basically we're creating thousands of hairs per head.
Our shareholders, for lack of a better word, are our backers. So what's difficult about it is there is such a thin layer between the developers and our backers. So when something bad goes on, you hear a lot about it, and there's a lot of talk about it and whatever. So it's like falling off your bike. The first thing you do is look around to see if anybody saw, right? But every time we fall off our bike here, everybody sees.
This time tomorrow, you're not gonna be able to see the floor. It's just gonna be passion.
We are waiting for Chris Roberts to do the centerpiece of every CitizenCon, which is our keynote. It's a centerpiece of the thing because it is live. It's important that we show that this thing that we're demonstrating is real.
So is this the new build or? Testing, 1, 2, 3. That's not the newest one. Can we get the newest one? Also, that felt like it stuttered to me. I don't know. Maybe someone played the old video file or something.
Well, that's the issue 6.4. That should be. That's
I know that one should be.
Oh, that's 4K compression.
Yeah, that stutters.
Okay. So
yeah, you see it? It's stuttering.
Yeah. All right.
I feel like a lot of the sound is missing, like the sound of the elevator. Have you checked the settings? I mean, maybe the sounds are low on the settings. Have we seen that crash before? We should test on the machines. We're doing it in the situation.
100%.
I'm just going to go one more thing, and I'm going to drop the mic. Shit, I'm wearing a mic.
Yeah. Take it off.
This is their turf, so move on. Keep your eyes open.
No sudden moves.
Who the hell are you?
Hope it's loud. Hope it's really loud.
We will win! Because we have to.
Please welcome Chris Roberts.
So welcome to Austin. The mission that we are going to play and show and walk you through is a mission that you'll all be able to play in 3.3 once Lawville and Hurston's in.
lot of us wanted to be a part of, the next universe, the whole idea of Ready Player One, the whole idea of, an oasis, a second life. I mean, our society is so divided and separated because of technology. Sometimes gaming is one of the few ways that we can leverage technology to be human again, oddly enough.
I'm used to waiting years for games. This has been actually a relatively short distance considering the technology they've built.
Just watching them make this thing, like it's very much a passion project, and it shows in everything they do.
I mean, we want the game, but the development process alone is sometimes the best part,
You definitely want the game.
Yeah.
And everybody is so passionate here based off of one man's vision. A video game is staggering.
You can place items anywhere you want, pick them up from crouching. So there's a lot more interactive ability and tactileness. No! No! Is it the GPU crash? What is it?
Update V-Box skeleton post.
All right, we'll have to start. Sorry, I'll start again.
I may have a lead on some questionable materials in need of forceful collection.
They're backing it, they're sort of part of the process. So part of the process is some things work, some things don't work, there's crashes, but it's kind of fun. I mean, I think if we just had something that was slick and stage managed, then people may sort of feel like it's a bit too big publisher or anything. So that's kind of how we've rolled. In the balance of things, I wouldn't change it, I wouldn't do it differently. People are having fun, they're doing it, and you go, well, if you're having fun now, and all those things are rough and that's broken and we haven't finished this thing, it's going to be really, really great when we get there. It's not a static world, it's a constantly evolving and living world, like our universe is, and it's also meant to be reactive to what the players are doing. So I'm really curious to sort of, once we have that, to see what's going to happen in the world. It's almost like a social experience, because I'm sure there will be things that players will be doing that we never expected. I'm sure there'll be sort of all alliances, there may be battles for star systems that like we didn't expect were, yeah, it's like watching like a little ant farm, but a lot bigger with millions of people in it doing crazy stuff.